In an intentional recreation of the 1939 Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden, Donald Trump's closing speech of the 2024 presidential campaign was set to mimic that in Madison Square Garden. You take a look at the images here, almost splitting images of each other. Then Donald Trump, in his speech, talked about the enemy from within, how he wants to go after people here in the United States of America if they don't support him. Here, play this clip.
We need very smart people. We're running against something far bigger than Joe or Kamala, and far more powerful than them, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. They're just vessels. In fact, they're perfect vessels because they'll never give them a hard time. They'll do whatever they want. I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy, becomes a sound. Oh, how can he say? No, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within. But this is who we're fighting.
In this speech, Donald Trump then talks about how he wants to bring back the laws from the 1700s, like the Alien Enemies Act, that allowed the government to round up people on the basis of ancestry and to lock up people in the media if they don't write flattering stories about those in charge. Play the clip.
I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. That's how far back. That's when they had law and order. They had some tough ones. Think of it, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. You hear that, Mr. Speaker? Get ready.
Donald Trump then, at this speech, attacks the media, and he encourages those in the audience to start chanting fake news at the media. Play the clip.
Is the fake news hearing that? Whoa! Look how much. Wow, that's a lot of fake news. That is a lot of fake news. Look at that. Wow. That's got to be a record, Mr. Speaker. I think that's a record. That is a lot of fakers back there.
Next, Donald Trump attacks America's military generals. He calls our generals weak and stupid. Play the clip.
And that's what happened. 82 years. Other than I finished off ISIS, but that was already started. We had stupid generals like Milley and Mattis, weak, stupid people.
Next, Donald Trump spreads lies about Hurricane Helene and the relief aid that people are entitled to. People automatically get $750 if you're in the affected areas, but then you're entitled to far more relief. Small business, big business loans, home repair, so much relief. We had the FEMA spokesperson on here on the Midas Touch Network, but Donald Trump lies about it, preventing people from getting the relief they're entitled to. Here, play the clip.
Isn't her egregious hurricane response the worst response in North Carolina and other states since Katrina? But I think it was even worse than Katrina. They haven't even responded in North Carolina. They haven't even responded. There's nobody. They don't see any FEMA. You know why? They spent their money on bringing in illegal migrants. So they didn't have money for Georgia and North Carolina and Alabama and Tennessee and Florida and South Carolina. They didn't have any money for them. They spent all of their money on bringing in illegal immigrants and flying them.
And Donald Trump just goes back to petty insults. He says Vice President Kamala Harris is a low IQ individual. Obviously, it's projection and confession. He's talking about himself. Play this clip.
No one takes her seriously. Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual.
He goes on this weird rant lying about Colorado, and he claims he's up in the polls in Colorado, which he's not. Play this clip.
No place can withstand that. Or take a look at Aurora in Colorado. Colorado is going to vote for us. You know why? Typically, they go a little bit the other way. Of course, with their voting system, I'm not so sure about that. But you know why? Because they tried to throw the leading candidate of both parties, meaning me. I was leading both parties off the ballot, and the people of Colorado, including Democrats, are very angry about it. They are a threat to democracy, to use their term.
Now, interestingly, this was being broadcast live on CNN and MSNBC. I don't think you should ever broadcast Donald Trump live. That's my own view. But their chyrons were at least accurate. CNN's chyron says Trump leans into hateful rhetoric on immigration at MSG rally. The MSNBC chyron was Trump forgoes prompter to rant about conspiracies. I think I would just say Donald Trump gives a hateful Nazi rally. It's simpler in my view, but what do I know? Here, though, you have one of these speakers before Donald Trump, and here this speaker says that Puerto Rico is a trash can, is a floating garbage. And Donald Trump didn't address that, but here's this person, or Donald Trump didn't condemn this, but here's one of the speakers before saying that Puerto Rico is a garbage in the middle of the ocean. Play this clip.
A lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody.
Same speaker says that, I'll just show you what he says about Latinos. More racism. Play this clip.
I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor.
Then the speaker talks about black people carving watermelons. Play the clip.
All right. Heck yeah. It's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
Then you had Elon Musk take the stage, who says that he is a dark Gothic MAGA. Play this clip.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark Gothic MAGA.
He then starts to just make chanting noises on stage. It's strange. Play this clip. Vice President Kamala Harris seizing on this, as she should, as we all should. This is kind of red flag, red flag, red flag alert. Here's what Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign released. They said on the same day, while she was out there talking about policies for Puerto Rico, she actually went to a Puerto Rican restaurant. Just coincidentally, on the same day she was there outlining a policy to help the Puerto Rican community. You had the Trump rally. Here, play this clip.
You know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico is home to some of the most talented, innovative, and ambitious people in our nation. And Puerto Ricans deserve a president who sees and invests in that strength. I will never forget what Donald Trump did and what he did not do when Puerto Rico needed a caring and a competent leader. He abandoned the island, tried to block aid after back-to-back devastating hurricanes, and offered nothing more than paper towels and insults. And now Donald Trump promises to be even more extreme, talking about using the military against his political enemies and being a dictator on day one. Puerto Ricans deserve better. As president, I will always fight for you and your families, and together we can turn the page and chart a new and a joyful way forward.
By the way, Bad Bunny, Ricky Martin, J-Lo, among others, have been posting right now after Donald Trump's speech, Vice President Kamala Harris's detailed plan to help the Puerto Rican community, to help Puerto Rican businesses. So that's went to hundreds of millions of followers as well. Anyway, back to this Trump speech in Madison Square Garden. We can't cover our eyes and close our ears to what's going on, folks. That's why we show you this here at the Midas Touch Network. Here, Donald Trump then claims that migrants have actually taken over Times Square with their super weapons. Okay, Donald Trump's in Madison Square Garden, which is blocks away from Times Square. So another egregious lie. Play the clip.
Unleashing a violent killing spree all over America, especially in Aurora, Colorado, where we have a governor who's petrified of them, and maybe he should be. But now they've even taken over Times Square. Take a look.
Then one of the Trump speakers says that we need to slaughter these people in the election. He uses the term slaughter. You can play the clip right here.
Promises to the middle class for 50 years. This election has to be more than a victory. It needs to be a landslide. We need to slaughter this other people. We need to bring 100 million votes to Donald Trump. Not 74, not 81, 100 million votes. Can you do it?
By the way, you see now lots of empty seats. If you take a look and you zoom in, you'll start seeing a lot of people actually are starting to leave as the day progresses. Also, Elon Musk's political action committee that's working with the Trump campaign, even though they're not supposed to coordinate. The closing message, this is coming from that PAC that's putting in all that money. This is how they're appealing to women voters. This is real. This is from the Elon Musk pro-Trump PAC. Their ad is, Kamala Harris is a C word. That's actually the ad. America really can't afford a C word in the White House right now with like an emoji of like a laugh emoji, someone covering their mouth laughing. Kamala Harris is a C word. Elon Musk, Donald Trump making their pitch to women voters. By the way, as Michael J. Stern posted, history is repeating itself, and that is exactly what Trump and MAGA wanted. You see Rudy Giuliani there as well. With the MAGA shoes, some weird stuff going on there. Should be noted as well, Puerto Ricans by state. 450,000 Puerto Ricans live in Pennsylvania. 100,000 Puerto Ricans live in North Carolina. 65,000 live in Wisconsin. 50,000 in Michigan. 1.1 million in Florida. 1 million in New York. There you have it. It's a comprehensive review of what went down. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the Midas Touch newsletter at MidasTouch.com/newsletter.